All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the North Dallas Plano Career Focus Group on May 3rd, 2024. We do have a speaker again today. It is yours truly for part 2 of Technology Tips and Tricks. All right. Just a reminder that the event is being recorded. They won't be uploaded immediately. Jeff Morris is still recovering, so we are recording these sessions for him, but we're going to let him upload them when he gets back. As far as an agenda, hopefully we've got a success story too. I don't see any donuts, but who knows. And then we'll do 30-second introductions and jump into the career tip of the week. Our resident interview success coach, Walt Glass, will talk about the pit crew and the interview success workshop. And then we'll move on to the main event, which is the presentation. All right. As a reminder, Jeff Morris, our fearless leader, is still recovering. Prayers would be appreciated for his continued recovery. Walt and I have agreed to run his Friday meeting here at the Dallas Plano Career Focus Group. He has a book that you can buy about job search. It's very good, called What I've Learned About Your Job Search That You May Not Know. He's also the creator of the careerdfw.org website, as well as the careerusa.org website. Has anybody got a success story? Has anyone landed this week? Anyone online? All right. When you do land, we do ask that you come in person and bring donuts. You get extra credit for bringing Krispy Kreme. And this is a networking group, so please add your name, your LinkedIn, or your email. Phone position looking for 2 or 3 target companies in the chat. And then we'll also remind you to save the chat so that you can go through it and connect with people that you met during the session and network with them. All right, and here we go. Slight improvement over last week. We think we got the microphone working, so if everybody in the room would walk up to the computer here, you should be able to see yourself. Grab that microphone and introduce yourself. I'll go first. My name is Matt Keelan. I'm an IT VP or director in transition, depending on the size of the company. I help companies utilize their technology dollars wisely, and I keep hackers out. I'm looking for contacts at USAA and RealPage. I have contacts at Cherry Becker and Grant Thornton. Again, my name is Matt Keelan. Jody, you want to introduce yourself and grab that mic? You probably have to turn it on.
Good morning. My name is Jody Dahlberg, IT Operations Manager. I lead teams in problem resolution and project enhancements. I have a lot of contacts, so feel free to connect with me. Jody Dahlberg.
Thanks, Jody.
Hey there. Hey there, I'm Stephen Surratt. I was a business analyst at T-Mobile for a couple of years and then in their IT force, but a long time before that. So I've got a lot of that skill set, and I also have my own small business, which is never going to pay the bills. It's a great way to have fun for the hobby and make my wife not complain about how much I spend. But I've got some good contacts at T-Mobile, and right now I'm looking for a job, very open to different industries and whatnot. So my name is Stephen Surratt, and yeah, I would be hearing from folks and making some good friends.
What's the hobby?
I play a lot of basically Dungeons and Dragons, and I publish other people's things, so I have to do a lot of wrangling with artists and editors and layout, printers and shipping. So it becomes a lot of skill sets that I've managed to apply to my career that actually does pay the bills.
Fantastic. Yeah, they say that the secret to happiness is to find what you're passionate about and then figure out a way to make money at it.
Well, I'm making some. Not building. I'm
Gotcha.
having fun, so.
All right,
it's all
good. Well, thank you. All right, Anthony. And if you ladies would come up and form a line, we'll get through this a little quicker.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. My name is Anthony Autry. I'm a senior retail manager / merchandising business strategist. I help a company grow sales and profit at the same time reduce costs. Anthony Autry.
And he's everything Walmart. If you need a contact at Walmart, Anthony is your man.
I'm kind of new to this whole thing. I'm Audrey Russell. I graduated college last year, so I'm kind of new to this whole thing. I'm new to LinkedIn. I'm new to things. So I've only worked retail thus far, but my aspirations are to be in public relations. So I don't really have any contacts yet. And my goal here is to try and get more information on how to get contacts and how to form more business relationships and stuff like that. So
Fantastic. We're so glad you found us and welcome.
thank you.
All right.
Hey, Matt, can you tilt the camera down just a tad?
Sure.
We're seeing foreheads.
Yeah, somebody put something in the way and so you can't get as close. There we go. Thanks, Walt.
Good morning. My name is Keelan. I've come out of a fairly strong background in IT, specifically in software development. And I have skills and knowledge that could transfer into the cybersecurity space where there's dire need. That's what I'm able to do. I've also embellished my skills and knowledge with some boot camp and other training. My name is Lily Kadu.
Welcome.
I don't know which title here. Since 2009.
Hello, I'm Craig Campbell, and I'm looking for positions in corporate real estate, companies that operate in industrial retail and office properties and other specialty properties. So, Craig Campbell. And the titles might be Director of Real Estate, that kind of thing.
Thank you. You want to introduce yourself? Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
Hi, everyone. I'm Drew Puckett, and I'm a channel partner program manager with a passion for data and analytics. So I'm looking at both channel position, marketing positions, and data and BI. And I help uncover opportunities and improve efficiency and improve capabilities of data systems. I could use contacts at SiriusXM and Siemens, and my name is Drew Puckett.
Thank you, Drew. Do me a favor, turn that mic off. I think we're done with everybody in the room.
It's off.
All right. Steve Sulkin.
Howdy, gang. Sorry I couldn't be there in person. Steve Sulkin. I'm Director of Process Improvement. I help organizations with early Lean Six Sigma deployment when they're not in a happy place yet, so I can start or restart that. I'm looking for contacts at patient care organizations, direct patient care organizations. Right now, it's U.S. Renal Care is who I'm looking at right now. I can help with contacts at Baylor Scott and White Health. My name is Steve Sulkin.
Thank you, Steve. Jeffrey Albert. Looks like you're on mute, Jeffrey.
Thank you. My name's Jeffrey Aubert. I connect technology to customers through pre-sales and post-sales engagements. I'm usually working in a technical or in a sales capacity. I identify the customer's pain points so we can always determine the appropriate solution for the company to address that person's needs. Looking for a sales engineer or a technical account manager position. The skills and the set always have different titles, so sometimes it's not always a sales engineer that's mentioned. I'm looking for companies like EG4 Electronics out of Sulphur Springs, CDM Electronics, Yokogawa, and Motion Industries. My name is Jeff Aubert. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Jim Ballard?
Yeah, my name is Jim Ballard. I do enterprise sales. Most recently been working for a sports and media telecommunications company. Big part of my career has been in hospitality for well over 25 years. I help drive profits and revenues of the company, plus building long-term existing relationships. If you have contacts at ESPN, Netflix, any of the streaming companies, that would be beneficial. And if you need any help, I can help you out in hospitality. Like I said, I've been in that industry for many years. My name is Jim Ballard. Go
Hey,
Stars,
Jim.
go Mavs.
Pardon?
I said, go Stars and go Mavs. Big games tonight.
Hey, Jim, do you know Jama Ball?
I do not.
She's got a strong hospitality background. You might want to
Okay.
network with her.
Sure. Okay.
Her name is spelled Jama Ball.
Okay. Well, will do. Thanks.
Christian Sanchez. Maybe. Nope. Rhonda Sellers.
Good morning. I'm Rhonda Sellers. I'm a specifications writer for architects, and I'm currently identifying target firms via informational interviews. Again, my name is Rhonda Sellers.
Jody, you're in the room. Patricia. Is that Patty Bashy? She's on her iPhone today, so she may be shy. How about Bobby Priester?
Yeah, Bobby Priester.
Priester?
Yes, I'm Bobby Priester. I'm a mechanical engineer. I help companies manage requirements by using DOORS databases. I need contacts at Boeing and Raytheon. I have contacts at Lockheed Martin in Fort Worth and other engineering companies as well. My name's Bobby Priester.
Thanks, Bobby. Manium?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
A little faint, if you could speak up.
Yeah, I'm on the road a little bit, so apologize for the audio quality here.
You're coming through loud and clear now. Thank you.
Oh, okay, all right. So yeah, my name is Maniam Palaniwelu. I'm in the DFW area and have 20 plus years of experience in customer success, support, professional services, you name it, anything related to support and services. I've been in the telecom industry all my career. As you know, telecom industry is not really hiring as much. There's a lot of lack of spending right now, but I'm looking to break out of that industry into other companies. I don't really have a specific target company, but I am trying to look for opportunities at AT&T, which aligns with my background. So if anybody has any contacts there, again, my name is Maniam Palaniwelu.
Thank you. Dion Myers.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Dion Myers. I'm a contract program security officer with Lockheed Martin. I am currently not looking for another job with this, but I'm here in support of the community to see what possibly could be out there.
Thank you. We love it when people with jobs join us. So if anyone needs a contact at Lockheed, Michael Cruz.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Michael Cruz. I'm a finance director. I have a Fortune 500 corporate financial planning analysis background. My experience includes budgeting, forecasting, reporting, capital investments, closing the books, analysis, modeling, et cetera, your typical big company FP&A background. I've had a lot of experience supporting technology organizations, specifically IT, doing all the finances for them. I am looking for contacts at Tyler Technology or Equinix, and I'm Michael Cruz, finance director.
Michael, I can help you with a contact at Tyler.
Okay, I'll follow up with him, Matt. Thanks.
So follow up with me after the meeting.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Scott Boudreau. Jean Zuccarello.
Hi, good morning. My name is Jean Zuccarello. I'm a finance business partner with extensive experience in planning, analysis, and reporting. I'm in the Chicagoland area and learned about this group from Patty Bashy, who may or may not be on the phone. I also have done the last few years in consulting, so I have a lot of background in information and financial services, but more recently, manufacturing and advertising. So looking for a new role. Happy to connect.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Kelly M.
Good morning. I'm Kelly McLean in the Dallas area. I'm in training and development and very much looking forward to today's presentation. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Jema. If you'll stand, the camera is on in front of the, there you go. And you might have to, is it on?
Good morning, everybody.
Perfect.
I'm Jayla Ball. I'm a seasoned global operations executive who thrives on creating order out of operational chaos. I'm looking for a director or VP of operations, specifically in service delivery or post-product sales implementation. Here in the DFW area, I need contacts at Amadeus and Rippling. I have contacts at Hilton, Wyndham, and Four Seasons hotels. My name is Jayma Ball.
And I just used your name in a good light. Somebody was looking for some hospitality, so I let them know to reach out to you because of that background. All right. Did I miss anybody online? All right.
It's Rosina.
Hi, Rosina. I'm so sorry.
No worries. No
My
worries.
Zoom windows bounce around. So I always risk
all
missing
right.
somebody. Thanks for speaking up. Go ahead.
Not a problem. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Rosina Gallman, and I am the weekly host of the Career Tip of the Week. And I am currently and looking for a senior talent acquisition consultant role, or otherwise known as a senior recruiter. I'm looking in 3 different types of industries. If I'm looking at management consulting, then I'm looking for like Goldman Sachs, Deloitte, Colliers, Accenture. If I'm looking in dental insurance, then I would be looking at Delta Dental, MetLife, or Cigna. And if I'm looking in the industries of higher education, I'm looking at University of North Texas, University of Texas at Dallas, and Collin College. And I'm also open to a lot of new industry possibilities as well. So I'm looking forward to any connections that you guys want to make and any opportunities that you want to pass my way. Again, my name is Rosina Gallman.
Rosina, I just started at Collin.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
And
I'm online, but my information is in the chat.
Okay, who is this that's speaking?
This is Steve Sulkin.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Networking at its finest.
Absolutely. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
Did I miss anybody else online? All right. A reminder that Jeff has 2 websites, careerdfw.org and careerusa.org. They contain a lot of resources for job seekers as well as a calendar. The calendar looks kind of like this. It's packed full of all the networking that's going on in the area. I will point out that Jeff's meeting on Thursday is currently not meeting because he's still recovering. And it's now time for the career tip of the week. Rosina, did you see my email?
I did not. I'm so sorry.
So I took a look at that tip of the week for today, and it should be about 5 pages long.
Is that too long?
Yeah, can we pull a couple paragraphs out of that? And so we have enough room for the presentation today?
I tell you what, I'll go ahead and hit the highlighted, the big bolded statements in the article. And then
Perfect.
everyone can kind of read the article on their own, because it was gonna be a long one. It would probably take me about 10 minutes to read it. And then, but I thought it was very necessary, and it caught my attention because of the fact that, it's kind of a high level overview of how to approach job search in the digital age. So hang on one second.
Perfect. So if you could give us kind of a summary, I promise to later today send out the presentation, the Zoom chat, Rosina's tip of the week, so you can read it in its entirety.
That works fine. And then and I'll drop in the chat as well, if you don't mind adding to the thing that you're sending out, the actual link to the article, because that way it's in its entirety. And
I will do that.
It's easy for everybody to get to.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'll do both.
Fantastic, thank you. All right, so this week's tip of the week, like I said, is a high-level overview of how to approach job searching in the digital age. And so that's the name of the article. Everything you need to know about job searching in the digital age. When you kind of read through this article, you're going to see things that, such as, and I'm just going to hit the high bolded areas, what you need to know about job searching in the digital age, such as building your resume and how to go about doing that, finding and applying for jobs, because there are a lot of different platforms, ATSs, a variety of different ways, and new emerging companies or platforms to the job searching atmosphere, where candidates can go and search for jobs. A lot of them are going to be posted across multiple platforms, but you'll see the same jobs typically, but you might see some that might be new. And then the article also goes into virtual interviewing, because a little before COVID, but definitely after COVID, virtual interviewing is here to stay. So there's a lot of tips and suggestions under that category. The bottom line is, virtual interviews may have more in common with in-person interviews than a lot of people think. And so it helps you to get yourself prepared for a virtual interview and do your best and present yourself in the best light during a virtual interview. You also want to track your progress, and you also want to follow up. A lot of people don't give enough emphasis on the following up process, because when a person when a recruiter closes a job, you close a job and you're dispositioning all the candidates. And what that means is everybody who applied to that job is going to get and this is if the recruiter does their job in closing out the job, you will get a letter that says, thank you, but we've moved forward with other candidates that best suit our needs, or have the skills that best suit what we're looking for. And so that literally is your closeout letter. Well, guess what? When you follow up with a thank you note, or still continue the research to find out who a point of contact is, because if they hire somebody and that person doesn't work out in the first 3 months, then that job is now going to be available, whether they've reposted it or not. So just because you didn't get the job the first time, still follow up with a thank you, a thank you note to whomever you find is the point of contact, because it really does make a difference when they have to start over, but you thank them. It's an oddity, and it makes you stand out. Just want to throw that out there. So continuing on, the article also highlights job search mistakes to avoid. And then it was interesting because this article talks about searching before you do your research. So, there are times when people search for positions, but they didn't do the research on the company. So just because the position is open, check out the company, do your research before you even go through the time involved in customizing a resume and things of that nature, because you may not want to work there, but you won't know that until you do research and see news articles and things that's happening within the company or in the news about the company. So like I said, very interesting article. Applying for all the jobs with one standard resume, not recommended at all. Customize, customize, customize. But again, all of that takes time. So make sure the job you're applying for is something that you really want to apply for and utilize your time best for applying. Continuing on, this article covers using social media without a professional strategy is not recommended. You need to have a strategy when you're using social media. You need to check all of your accounts, make sure your settings are set to private, because as recruiters, when we look at our candidates, especially the top ones that we're submitting to the hiring managers, we're looking at all of you. So that means not just LinkedIn, but we're looking at your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, and seeing, is this candidate the right person, have the right look for representing our company. The only way we wouldn't be able to see that is if you have privacy settings that set up for you and your friends only to view your stuff. But if it's open to public or public view, then any and everyone can see it. So the article covers details about that. And then the benefits of searching for a job in the digital age. I kind of like what they said at the end here. It says, there's never been a time in history when the job seekers have had it more easy, free access to more information than it is in today's digital age. Companies and hiring managers are relying on technology in their recruitment and hiring, and then successful candidates who find, interview, and accept job offers that allow them to do what they want to do best every day and meet their personal needs are leveraging technology to their advantage. So job seekers can use technology to find job postings and companies that align with their goals and the information they need to customize their resumes, cover letters, and applications to speak directly to the employer's digital language. So please go back and read this entire article. It is 5 pages. The article was written by Leslie Pankowski, and I think she did a great job in covering a high-level overview of how to actually utilize technology in job search in this digital age. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Rosina. What stuck out to me was the fact that everything is virtual. The last job I got, all 4 or 5, maybe 6 interviews were all virtual. There was no Dallas office. I was hired without meeting anybody. I onboarded without meeting anyone, and it was probably 4 or 5 months before I met anybody in person at a company event. So I think if you're going to be 100% remote, that is the norm these days. But so well-received message. Thank you very much. All right. Walt, tell us about the pit crew.
Good morning, everyone. Let's see if you can see me right. All right. Good to see everyone here this morning, even though a lot of it is virtual. My name is Walt Glass, and I would like to talk to you about the practice interview team, the Dallas Pit Crew. That's led by Ron Layton. So Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. And the 4th Wednesday of the week gets online. The other Wednesdays are at the Christ United Methodist Church. In fact, that's where we're located here today. So we're glad to have you participate. Just send an email to dallaspitcrew@gmail.com and put your resume, job description, and I'll get you scheduled. So that is a mock panel interview. The panelists are volunteers Several of them are looking for jobs themselves. And the idea is volunteers will research your job description, your resume, and the company. So we need to know whether it's a sample job description or an actual one that you're seeking to get a job. And then the panelists will do some preparation, and that usually takes somewhere between 1 or 2 hours for the work that the panelists do. Then you come in and you have your practice interview. We're doing about 3 at a time right now. It's really stacking up. A lot of people booked out quite a bit, but send that email, and I probably recommend that you take advantage of the block interview. What I also do is the interview success workshop. The difference between the interview success workshop and the picture is that it's very informal, right? It's a learning interview, and it's focusing on how to sell ourselves. How do we sell ourselves? Everyone agrees it's a selling situation, but how do we do that? And what are we selling? So back in 2000, after I worked for a company for 25 years and I screwed up an interview, I put together a model of I am and do I help. People are buying who we are, our personality, our soft skills, characteristics, what we do. So that's a lot of the screening interview. Can you do this? Can you do this? Yep, looks like you can do it. We'll pass you on to the next step. And then the I help, how we combine who we are with what we do in order to provide value to the company and to the department, to the team members. So how do we do that? Well, just send an email. In fact, that QR code will start an email. It needs a little bit of editing to my Yahoo email address. You see, that's my LinkedIn page. Go look at my LinkedIn, look at the about section that gives you details about the workshop. That's my current job. Since it's free, I plan to retire in 50 years. It's going to take a while to make that. But nonetheless, just send me that and I'll get you on the schedule. I'd be glad to have you come. And the workshop part is that, we're just talking to each other. We're just learning. It's not a test. It's not an exam. We're just trying to figure out how we can do that. So after you can do that sort of thing, then you can go to the pit crew and now they put some of those things into practice. So that's my suggestion. Does interviewing create anxiety that removes us from sobriety? We'll remove heartburn, come practice and learn, and rejoin the employed society.
Nice. Thank you, Walt. Oh my gosh, always enjoy the poetry. And I am a graduate of the interview success coaching from Walt. I let him record me once and it was very enlightening, so I can highly recommend it. All right. For those of you in the room today, the restaurant will be Dickey's Barbecue if you want to join us for lunch. It's on Preston Road. And now we're going to do part 2 of the tips and tricks workshop. All right. For those that weren't here last week, we did part 1 of this. Today will be part 2. And at the end, if you put your email address in the chat or give me your email address legibly on the sign-in worksheet here, I will email you everything that I talked about. Can we get the same state in the chat? Oh, yes. If you also would put city and state in the chat, we'd love to know where you're from. I know that we've got a number of people that are not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we'd like to identify you. So in preparation, if you brought your electronic devices, you can connect to the CUMC guest Wi-Fi network. There's no need to connect to the Zoom this week. I'm not going to put anything in the chat like I did last week. And you can prepare by opening Outlook or Gmail, a new email window, and Chrome. There were a few things that I added since last week, and I just wanted to point those out real quick. We had talked about Microsoft OneDrive, and I wanted to point out that in addition to if you put OneDrive on your smartphone and you launch that, if you also have the free Microsoft Office apps on your smartphone, you can actually edit those files on your phone. So Word, Excel, PowerPoint apps are free, whether you're a subscriber or not, actually. But It's one thing to pull them up and look at them in a viewer. It's quite another one to actually be able to edit your spreadsheet, your Microsoft Excel spreadsheet on your phone. I do it from time to time, and it works well. Let's see, we talked about the window period. You can now add emojis and GIFs and things from your clipboard history on your PC. And I added, you can actually resize them. When you insert an emoji into your email Word document, you can change their size. You can highlight it and press the font and go from 11 to whatever and make it bigger. I think I added this, the fact that Boolean support is included in the Outlook searching. So you can say to Chris and lunch invitation and subject resume review and combine them all. Let's see.
Good question.
Sure.
On your one where you said to Chris lunch invitation to assume the end of that.
It's an assumed and. Yep. Good question. Thank you. We talked about double clicking on the format painter so that you can format over and over and over without continuing to click on it. You can achieve the same thing with Control Y. Control Y works in any Office app, and it simply repeats the last action, whatever it was. And this is from Walt. Thank you very much. We talked about how to pin things in your Office apps. These are documents that you access over and over and over. You can access that recent and pin list by right-clicking any app in your taskbar. You don't even have to open the application. You just right-click on whatever you got down there, Word, Excel, and access those lists from there. All right. We left off here. Today, we're going to start here. Chrome. All right. Did you know you could right-click a tab and click duplicate to make a copy of a tab? Here's what you may not know. When you make a copy, all the browsing history comes with it. So how many times have you been researching a company in preparation for an interview? You do your Google search, you get 5 levels deep, and you're like, ooh, I need to save that. But I don't want to lose where I'm at. I saw something else 3 clicks ago that I want to get to. You can now duplicate that tab, leave that tab alone, 5 levels deep. And then the new tab, you can start going back and get back to that 3rd level, start that research, and you can do that over and over and over again. I often have 5, 6 tabs open from the same Google search because I don't want to lose my spot. And so I have access to all those things. Have you ever accidentally closed a tab? Just like you can pin an Outlook doc, you can pin a Chrome tab. If you right click on it and hit pin, that tab will move to the left. I've got lots of things that I open every single time. They're always on the left. They're always in the same order that I left them. And the little X is not in the tab. You have to right click a tab that's pinned and then click on remove to close it. They're also spaced a little better than the rest of the tabs. They're squished. The ones that are pinned are easier to get to. I'm bad. I have 30 tabs open at any one time. All right. Alt tab. So is anyone a fan like I am of alt tabbing between the last 2 Office apps? I do that all the time. Guess what? There's no alternative to do that within Chrome. You can't go back and forth between the last 2 Chrome tabs. There is now a Chrome add-in. It's called Alt Tabs, and it uses Alt Q. So go to the Google Web Store, search for Alt Tabs, download it, and then you can press Alt Q to go back and forth between your last 2 Chrome tabs And it works just like Alt-Tab between your last two Windows apps. I'm sorry? Alt-Q to jump between the last two tabs in Chrome isn't a thing, but this Chrome add-in will add it. Okay.
Alt-Tab on this.
Well, Alt-Tab will take you between Chrome and the last application. It doesn't bounce back and forth between the last two tabs within Chrome.
So,
Mhm.
open in the same browser, you know what I mean? The Alt-Tab won't work there. Only go to another browser.
I don't think I understand the question. Can you speak a little louder, please?
That sign next to a browser that's already open.
Right.
Browser. You want to should be used to, if you want to do that, when you go to the last application or the browser that outside of that browser could be a notepad or could be another browser. So you have sets of browsers, separate windows. Is that might help clarify?
So
That's
going
been my
between two
experience.
tabs versus the browser and other application. What I'm saying in Alt-Tab is that it just goes to the different windows you have open.
Window,
in the
they-
progression.
Yes.
So whatever windows you've got open
Exactly.
or applications you've got open, we'll just the switch windows, you can Alt-Tab to get back to.
Okay.
It's in the same window, but it's in the same window, a bunch of tabs for browsers. And it won't alternate between them. Doesn't see it as an Alt-Tab.
Right. And that's what that
Can't do that.
point is all about.
So if you detach it and have it.
Gotcha. Okay. Moving on. Privacy. Incognito mode. Chrome has been telling you for a long time that it's private. It's not. All it does is delete your browsing history, and it only does that after you close the window. Google still collects data on you. It uses trackers, it gathers your location, adds to that profile that it likes to sell to other companies. Now, as of the first of the month, last month, as a result of a lawsuit filed 4 years ago by the government against Google, the company has agreed to delete or de-identify your data on 136 million users while incognito, but the deal hasn't been finalized, so they haven't done it yet. So they're still collecting your data. If that bothers you, I recommend DuckDuckGo. Just go to duckduckgo.com instead of google.com. Use that as your search engine. They do not track you. They do not collect information on you. It doesn't matter if you use DuckDuckGo in a standard Chrome or incognito window. And for even safer browsing, they actually have a browser, the DuckDuckGo browser. And of course, it uses duckduckgo.com within it. And you can use that instead of Chrome. If you want to go all the way and be completely anonymous, you can use Tor, but that's a whole nother training. Tor. That's what people use to access the dark web. Yep. Pardon? Yes, it's the deep web. What most people don't know is you can use it as your everyday browser and remain anonymous, but it is slow because you're going through a number of hops to get to where you're going. That's how it hides what you're doing. But don't worry, you're not going to run across bad stuff by accident. You have to know where you're going. The dark web is .onion sites like .com in the real world. So you have to know what that is. And those websites have 56 character .onion web addresses. And it's just a jumble of numbers and letters that you have to know. So you can use it to browse all day long and you're safe.
Edge compare.
How does Edge compare to Chrome? They're both built on the Chromium engine, and so they have a lot of similarities. In fact, you can use Chrome add-ins, Chrome extensions in Edge. They will work. For the most part. Oh, so Edge has an equivalent. I don't know to the extent that Microsoft is collecting data on you. I don't know if they go as far as Google does. You could probably assume that they do.
Yeah, my understanding is.
Okay, time out.
Okay.
If you're gonna speak, you need a mic.
So Matt, I heard that DuckDuckGo has started tracking that it's just that they don't give your data to Google like Chrome does. I hear that they do maybe give the data to Microsoft.
I had not heard that. And
Yeah,
if you go,
I think that might have changed in the last couple of years.
I had not heard that. If you go to the website, it's all over that they don't track, they don't do that stuff. Maybe that's new information, but they built their whole marketing model on the fact that they keep you anonymous. So it surprised me if they're giving their data away.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
Steve has a question in the chat. Any good job boards on the dark web?
Not to my knowledge. Not to my the dark web is used for some good purposes. It's not all bad stuff. For instance, a lot of news outlets like the BBC, they maintain a mirror site on the dark web specifically to allow people in communist countries to get news.
Mm.
Yep. That's how you get around, getting past China's firewall, is using the dark web.
What was the name of that other access point?
The other browser? Tor. Tor.
Tor, right?
Tor.
Yeah. Tor means door in German. So that makes sense to me.
Tor
What does it
is-
mean for you?
Tor is short for the onion router because the dark web is onion sites, .onion sites. And it's basically a revised version of what's that browser? Forget the name of it. It's probably the third most popular browser behind Chrome and Microsoft. It'll come to me in a minute. Firefox. It's a revised version of Firefox. That's all it is. And guess what Tor uses as its default search engine? DuckDuckGo. All right. Any other questions on this? Good conversation. Thank you. All right. More on privacy. Please stop using your Google and Facebook credentials to log into other apps.
But any federated sign-on.
Correct. Thank you. Why?
Repeat that.
Repeat that.
She doesn't, nobody hears what she said.
Stop using Google and Google and Facebook credentials to log into other apps. So when you go to a new app and it offers to allow you to sign in with Google or Facebook, just say no. And it may use your email address, but just use a different, don't say no, use your email address and then give it a different password. Doing that is called social sign-in. And if you've not read that big, long agreement, when you do use your Google or Facebook credentials, I'll save you the trouble. I've read it. It allows those two companies to now share information, including name, address, email address, location, likes, preferences, demographic data, and your friends. A lot of people are talking about TikTok and the fact that they haven't yet, but they might give your data to the Chinese government. Well, who cares if the Chinese government knows what you're looking at on TikTok? but you probably do care if all of that information is going to the Chinese government. So don't be your worst own enemy. You should divest from these things and say, no, I don't want to do that anymore. And just use your, try to use a unique username and password.
Hey, Matt.
The other reason.
Steve, that's a good question.
Okay.
You said, does all this include LinkedIn?
Yes. If you allow Google and Facebook credentials for logging into LinkedIn, you're now allowing Google or Facebook to share all your information both ways.
Is there a way to manage and undo the mess I've made? Or not really, and you just going
I
forward?
don't know, but Jody just looked it up and he has an answer. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up now, but I've done it before. There's a place in Google somewhere where you can check your security settings and see what you're connected to. You can go in there and disconnect everything.
Awesome.
I've had to do it a couple of times.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't remember where it is. I just remember that to do it, and I'm now thinking I'll do it again.
Okay.
If you find
So-
the link, can you share it with us, please?
I'll look around and see if I can find it.
Thank you.
That's valuable. Yeah, I would like to know what that is. I would like to add it to my presentation, actually. So thank you for that, Jody. The other reason you don't want to do this, and this is the biggest danger, is because if your sign-in is breached for Google or Facebook, all connected accounts are also at risk. So get in the habit of saying no to that question and creating a unique login.
If
You found it?
look under Google security, just do a search for Google security.
Within LinkedIn?
You can I just did a Google search for Google security. It'll bring you to a place where you can check your security settings. It tells all the devices you have connected and all the third-party apps and services that are connected.
So it's within Google that you disconnect.
Right, it looks like it's myaccount.google.com/security.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to go there when I get home. Thank you, Jody. Yeah, I mean, most people think it's harmless because they don't take the time to, oh, wait, there's another. I got it.
Okay, I have to do this only on one of my devices though, right? And take care of it because it's a Google account.
It sounds like because you can do it from within Google, you can do it and disconnect and basically stop the sharing between Google and all those other things. But you'll then have to do that with Facebook as well.
I don't.
Okay, well.
First thing I do is to install Facebook as soon as I get.
All right, thank you. All right. So if possible, use unique credentials for every app and website. Yes, a lot of different websites use your email as your username. Simply say no to the credential prompt and just use a different password for each one. That's how you keep them separate. That's how you prevent them from sharing information with Google and Facebook.
That information map, which you need to have that in sent out this afternoon regarding the Google account security.
Yeah, I can add that. Yep. The question is am I going to have that information in the deck before I send it out this afternoon? And I promised I would. So I'll ping Jody and make sure that I get the information correct. The last thing I would say is use a password manager. Obviously, Chrome has one, and it's better than nothing, but I recommend that you use something far more robust. These are freemium. I will let you know that you can store, the first 20 passwords for free, and then you have to pay, but it's worth it. These are the big ones. There's more than this. 1Password is probably the best, but it is the most expensive. I personally use RoboForm. I like it because it's a marriage saver, like a shared calendar. My wife and I now both put things in the same account, and there's folders in there. So there's a Matt folder, there's a Tammy folder, but then there's other folders for things that we want to share, but it's nicely organized. And it also does more than just save passwords. It generates really strong ones. If I'm filling out a form and I need to come back to it later, I can actually save all the information in the form and give it a name, save it off, come back later, refill it. It also tells me about the credentials it found on the dark web and warns me you need to change these. It's got a lot of nice features, but they're not paying me to say that. I'm just a fan, been using it for more than 10 years, and I think it's $30 a year. RoboForm.
Is that helpful? But sometimes humanity products.
I'm not aware RoboForm has any anti-malware.
I use the Defender.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, this is not a complete list. The question in the room was, or comment rather, is that there are some other password managers that are built into anti-malware programs like McAfee. So that is true. That is true. All right. ChatGPT for Google. If you haven't added this into your Chrome, you should. It's wonderful. Again, go to the Chrome store, look for ChatGPT for Google, and what that does is it gives you AI results side by side with your Google results. So here I search for Microsoft 365 plans. And so I get the Google results on the left, and I got the ChatGPT response on the right. And I can, right from here, I can upgrade to ChatGPT 4 or use Claude or other things. So it's more convenient, I think, than having to go over to the ChatGPT window and do the same search or rephrase it. It's kind of nice having everything all in one window. All right. Other add-ins that I use and like, AdBlock Plus. It's been around forever. It blocks ads on every web page. Once in a while, I get to a web page that says you have to pay for this if you don't unblock the ads. And so AdBlock Plus allows you to individually unblock certain sites. Yes.
All right, there's also an alternative called uBlock or uBlock Origin. If you want to use them, they can get around a lot of those anti-ad block things, but there are also scripts you can add to your ad blocker. Like there used to be anti-ad block killer, but I think they stopped updating it, that would get rid of those anti-ad block ads. And there are additional like scripts and stuff you can add to that. But also there used to be this site called 12foot.io, which allows you to put in links for links for sites like news sites that will otherwise block you from being there with an ad blocker. And sometimes they'll restrict on there, but you can also use archive.is, archive.ph is the alternative link. Put the link in there. It'll come up with a copy, oftentimes of the article. Or web.archive.org, which is the Wayback Machine, will often have copies of articles that are otherwise restricted to paying users.
Love Wayback Machine.
I love Wayback Machine. They said they were going to get rid of it or something, but
no,
they just got sued. They allegedly got sued by a publisher for publishing a book illegally, but they're not taking it down.
Okay.
Something like that.
Good.
And I was like, wait, they're getting rid of it. No, they don't need to get rid of it. I love Wayback Machine.
Yeah. So thank you for all that. Yeah, AdBlock Plus is by far not the only ad blocker. It's just probably the most popular. The Wayback Machine that you mentioned is I think it's archive.org is the website. That has for many years taken snapshots of websites. So if a website is no longer available or you want to go back and take a look at it, at some date, long time ago, you can go there and put it in and the date that you want to see actually, I think it shows you a calendar of the dates that it took the snapshots, and you can go 10, 15 years ago and see what something looked like. It's archiving everything. It's a lot of fun to play with. Fake Spot. I use this when shopping online. It's pretty cool. It gives you a review of the grades. It uses AI to look at all the product reviews, and it grades them, and it gives you an adjusted star score. So if you're at Amazon and it says 4.5 stars, but the grade is a D, I'll then click on that and it'll tell me why it thinks that a lot of those reviews are fake. It works on Amazon, Best Buy, eBay, Sephora, Shopify, and Walmart currently. Good stuff. And it's absolutely free. Mail2, also a Chrome add-on that I like. If you're doing some research and you want to save that off, send a website to somebody else, you click on that, it pulls up your email. All you have to do is address it. It puts the title of the article in the subject of your email, and it puts the hyperlink to the article in the body of the email. And as already mentioned, Edge can utilize Chrome add-ins as well as Edge add-ons. And this is the address for the Edge add-ons. All right, pull out your iPhone. And let's save some money. You can delete unused subscriptions you didn't even know you had. So pull up your iPhone, click on Settings, click on your name, click on Subscriptions. It will go out and show you everything that you forgot about, or maybe your family signed up for and you didn't know about, or just accidentally clicked on something you shouldn't have. These subscriptions are recurring, usually a monthly or annual thing. And when I tell people this, I invariably get a lot of nods. Oh my gosh, I got to call my teenager and figure out what those 3 things are. So if you want to cancel something, just click on it and hit cancel. Very easy. The only other place you can do this is within iTunes, and it is really, really hard to find. So do it on your phone. All right. Did you know that you have a trackpad on your phone? Open your keyboard, open a new email or a new text, and type some things into the text box. Now press and hold the space bar, and without lifting your finger, start moving your hand around on the keyboard. You'll see that the letters went away and the entire keyboard is now a trackpad. It is super helpful. It's much more accurate than trying to just click and place your cursor just by clicking. And also, if there's a word that's not in your dictionary and it's got the red squiggle underneath it, if you try to place your insertion point on that, it's impossible. You can't do it. When you're in trackpad mode, it disables the autocorrect. It allows you to put your cursor anywhere you want. You can also do this within the text box or within the email. You don't have to press and hold the space bar. You can press and hold and then move around back and forth. And this works in any text box, including the URL in your browser. If you know how sometimes they get really long and it always takes you to the end, so you can't see what it started with. You can press and hold in there and then just go back and it'll scroll and get you to the front of that URL. And Jema, my Android expert who's helping me figure out whether these things work or not on Android, says it does. Which part? In the box or the whole trackpad? Oop. All right.
This first step was about subscriptions.
I'm sure Android has equivalents for most of these things. I do not have an Android phone, so I rely on Android experts to help me out. All right, live voicemail. So as of iOS 17, this is a real-time transcription of voicemail. So if you are expecting a call from a recruiter and you don't know whether they're in your contacts and you're afraid to answer it and you'll get stuck on the phone with a spammer, this is a nice way to screen your calls. If you go into settings and click on phone, and then tap on live voicemail, if you let something go to voicemail, it'll say waiting while it's, giving your voicemail message. But then as soon as they start talking, it'll transcribe in real time and you can see what they're saying. So if it's a person you want to talk to, you can click on talk now and then interrupt them and say, oh, I'm here. Sorry, I was just screening my call, and talk to that recruiter.
That's cool.
Yes.
You misspelled Android.
Jama, did we figure out if there's an Android equivalent for that one? So Android does have an equivalent? Okay.
On your Android device, go to subscriptions in the Google Play app. Select the subscription you want to cancel and tap cancel subscription. But alternatively, you can also go in your browser to payments.google.com, sign in to subscriptions.
Awesome.
Find the product you want to do, tap and click manage.
Awesome. Would you do me a favor? Would you connect with me on LinkedIn after this and send that to me so I can get it included? Thank you very much. I appreciate the input. I'll correct it after I get the information. Thank you very much. No problem. I can help you with that too. All right. Oh, one more question.
Comment on the Androids, on the voicemail subscription, or the voicemail piece.
Transcription.
I have a Pixel 7.
Okay.
And it will, if they leave a message, it starts the live transcription.
Okay. Good to know.
Yes, I'm on Pixel 7. Yeah, so.
Awesome.
It does start transcribing.
Yep. Yeah. Obviously Apple and Google are always leapfrogging each other, which is great. A little competition keeps everybody on their toes and they keep adding cool features. So good stuff. All right. On an iPhone, and this also works on Android as a mode. If you're in a position where you can only type with one hand, you can't use both thumbs because your hands are full, you can squeeze the keyboard to the right or left side. If you open your keyboard and hold down on the world or the emoji icon on the lower left and select left or right, you can squeeze that keyboard and then you can type one-handed for a while. You can now recover deleted texts. I don't know about you, but every once in a while I accidentally, deleted text that I really, really needed, maybe from a recruiter. To get to them, open your Messages app. In the upper left-hand corner, tap on Edit, and you can then click on Show Recently Deleted. Select the ones you want to recover and tap Recover. Conversely, you can select text you want to permanently erase and click Delete. And if you haven't upgraded to 17.4, you should. Apple added 118 emojis in that release.
Desperately needed.
Emojis rock. All right. On the iPhone, you may not know that you can view your Wi-Fi hotspot. If you click on Settings, Wi-Fi, and then click on, you have to be connected to it. Click on the Wi-Fi hotspot you're connected to, you'll see that there's dots covering up the password. If you press and hold on those password dots after authentication, the password will appear. So next time you're at a party, you connected 4 months ago, you don't remember the password, somebody else at the party comes up, says, hey, what's the password? I need some Wi-Fi. You can now give them the password. All right, screenshotting a long document. So have you ever been in your browser and you saw this 4 or 5 page document and you wanted to save it? So you did a screenshot, you scrolled, you did another screenshot, you scrolled, you did another screenshot. Don't have to do that anymore. In Chrome and Safari, you can now take that screenshot, click on it, and then at the top, it's kind of dim. You got to really look for it. You can move from screen to full page. If you click on full page, you can now you'll get a scroll bar on the right, and you can scroll up and down through the entire thing. And from there, you can save it all as one document. You don't have to do multiple screenshots. You can save it as an image to your camera roll. You can save it as a PDF to your iPhone files. You can email it as an attachment, send it to OneNote, Dropbox, whatever. You can even sign it. You can sign a document or a screenshot by clicking on the plus sign and add signature, so you can execute an agreement on the go. Questions on that? All right. iPhone now has some AI built into it. If you have a picture in your camera roll of a food, an animal, a plant, even a laundry bag tag icon, if you swipe up, it'll tell you what it is. In this case, this is a friend's dog. It correctly identified it as a Pomeranian. Last Sunday, I was helping my wife doing some gardening. She'd bought some plants. She said, can you tell me whether this thing is full shade or full sun? I don't know. So I took a picture of it, swiped it up, instantly identified it, and then I clicked on the lookup, and it took me to the Wikipedia page. It was full sun. Okay, thanks. And we put it in the right place, just like that. It's a beautiful thing. So any animal, dog breed, cat breed, it's a lot of fun to play with. And those laundry tag icons, some of them are obvious, but some of them don't make any sense. One of them is a triangle with a slash through it. What does that mean? iPhone will tell you.
I wonder what it does if it's a picture of a person.
Well, the camera roll will group people, and it'll probably pop up and say, okay, and if you've identified it in the past, is this a picture of Walt? Yeah.
Yeah. Formerly a member of medical file, but
There you go.
It identifies faces. So if your face is in your library, it'll identify your face and group all the photos of you together. It'll group you with, like he was saying, it'll group you with other people. It'll group like your friends or whoever is in there, your family members, all the people you have in your library, it identifies by face now.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, you can search for people by name if they're identified. You can search for dogs. You can search for cats. You can search for cathedrals. You can search for San Diego, and it'll pull up everything. Yeah, there isn't anything your phone doesn't know about you. Oh, and on the food, it'll actually recommend recipes. I took a picture of a piece of lasagna, and sure enough, boom, there's all the recipes for the lasagna. So the next time you're in a restaurant and you're like, wow, that looks good, I wonder what's in that, take a picture of it, see if your phone can figure out what it is and tell you how to make it. I know the chef is not going to be happy with me. All right.
knowing and doing is two different things.
There you go. Some more mobile apps. You may not know that there are some job seeker apps beyond LinkedIn. Career Builder, Glassdoor, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, they all have their own apps. So if you want to access them on your phone, you can. Go check out the apps. CamCard is a business card reader. You can scan it, and it'll convert everything on the card to a contact in your phone. Calendly helps you set appointments. I think most people have seen that. I've seen it actually in email signatures. Make an appointment with me, boom, and they have a unique Calendly URL. Click on it, and it pulls up when they're available. And so you just click, and it automatically sends them an invite. And so no more back and forth when it comes to setting an appointment. It's pretty cool.
Google has the same thing. It's also free. It's really good. I use that.
What's that one called?
It's in the Google Calendar.
Oh, it's part of the
Yeah,
Google
it's
Calendar.
part of Google Calendar. It's really good. It's just as good as Microsoft Booking was.
Good to know. Thank you, Steve. For you road warriors, I'm a big fan of TripIt. I've had a lot of consulting jobs, and so I've been using it for 20 years, and it helps you organize all your travel arrangements. So as you get those emails for your airfare, your car, for your hotel, you just forward that to plans@tripit.com. It knows who you are based on your from address, and it will organize everything with the app on your phone so that you can just click on Fort Lauderdale, and then you got, here's where you're landing, and here's where you go to get your car, and here's your hotel, and here's the directions, and all of your reservation numbers are in there. You can change a flight from within the app. It's really nice having everything in one place. Seat Guru will figure out where the bad seats are. FlightAware will graphically show you where your plane is. All the information about where the planes are in the air is public info. And so you can look up any plane, see where it is. I use it to see where the plane preceding mine is. If I don't see my plane at the gate, I can pull this up and I can see where it is and not have to rely on the gate agent and wonder whether she's lying to me or not about whether we're going to be on time. I can figure it out for myself. Speed test, very popular website, speedtest.net. They also have an app help you find the fastest Wi-Fi hotspot if you got more than one. OneDrive, we talked about last week. If you're not into OneDrive, Scannable also has a portable PDF scanner that works really, really well. In fact, it's hands-free. Last job I had, I had to turn in receipts, and I traveled a lot. And so I would lay out my receipts, all 10, 12, 15 of them, and I would just hover over each one for a second, and it would just literally grab each one. I didn't have to press anything. I could create a 15-page PDF. It would autocorrect, auto skew, convert it to pure black and white without touching anything. It's pretty cool, and it's free. And then at the end, you can save it to your roll or email it to yourself as a multi-page PDF. NomoRobo, I use that for my VoIP. It's free for that. And I think it's $2 a month for my cell phone. I use that in combination with my cellular provider app. I use AT&T, and between the two, it probably gets more than half of the spam calls. NomoRobo is a crowdsource app. So if you get a spam call, you can report it, and they'll check it out and they'll add it to the list. AI apps. So the big four right now are ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, and Claude 3. We'll talk more about those in a minute, but they all have apps and they work well. I think my favorite right now is Copilot. There's also some AI keyboards. So with the app, just like we talked about when we were talking about Chrome a minute ago and the ChatGPT for Google, you can go to the app and you can give it a prompt and it'll give you some results, but then you have to copy and paste those results into your email or your text. These AI keyboards integrate with your keyboard. So once installed, you click on that little globe lower left of the keyboard, and it will act on the thing that you've already entered in your text and just simply update it. And you can ask it to just revise it, check it for grammar, or do a full-blown, turn this prompt, act on it, and give me whatever. The other day, my best friend had a birthday, and I said, write a poem for Lee who's into camping and fireworks for his 50th birthday or whatever. And and I just hit send, and he was like, "Oh," I'm like, "Well, I had some help." It was a lot of fun. All right, now let's talk about AI. So there's some really, really good presentations out there. Rusty Wright is probably the best, and I have a link to that presentation later on. So I am not going to overlap him, but I will give you some information I haven't seen. First of all, the primary players. They keep changing names, so I just wanted to let you know who is doing what and what they were formerly known as. ChatGPT was created by OpenAI. Copilot is the Microsoft offering. It used to be called Bing Chat. Gemini is the Google offering. It used to be called Bard. And Claude 3 is by Anthropic. I recommend that you check out all four. They do have their pluses and minuses. Google's Gemini right now cannot generate or doesn't generate all images. They got in trouble a few weeks ago for going overboard and rewriting history. I'll let you Google that yourself and check out why. It's very interesting reading. And I will point out that Copilot, and one of the reasons I like it, is you get ChatGPT 4 Turbo for free. If you use ChatGPT, that's for free, that's version 3.5, and it uses information up through, I think, 2021, internet information. 4 Turbo is current. They're both generative, but based on a lot more recent information.
Is Copilot free?
Yes. You can, they're all freemium. You can, for any of these, you can pay for more and you get bigger prompt space and things like that. But yeah, the base version of each one is free. So check out Copilot for this reason alone, especially if you're using AI for your job search on companies and you need the most recent information. So you said, you know, give me the most recent news on Northrop Grumman. If you use ChatGPT 3.5, it's not going to include the last couple of years. Use Copilot. The other thing I'll point out is Gemini and Claude 3 have much larger prompt limits than ChatGPT and Copilot. ChatGPT and Copilot, I think, are in the 2,000 to 3,000 character range. Gemini and Claude have like 20,000 character limits. So if you use the first two and it says, "I'm sorry, I can't absorb all that information," you have to purchase it using one of the other two. Sir.
So my next question about using my next question about using AI is, you know, it's great about generating prompts and asking it questions. Is your data saved?
So I'm going to address that on the next slide. Thank you very much. The question was, is it safe? For the most part, yes, but I'll address that in just a minute. All right. AI, IBM said this about AI last year. It won't completely replace humans, but those who use AI will replace those who do not. If you're in a job interview and the interviewer asks you if you used AI and you say no, that's not a good look. Spend some time during your job search learning it. There's lots and lots of stuff out there. I'm going to give you some resources here in a minute. And the last thing, I was actually doing a pit crew interview and I asked this question. And the interviewee said, "Yeah, I used it to create my resume." Don't say that. Don't say that. That's a double whammy. Not only has she not used it outside it, you know, for professional reasons, she admitted that somebody else wrote her resume. So don't do that. You know, learn enough so that you can honestly say, yes, I've used it. when somebody asks you. So that's my 2 cents on that.
And be prepared to give an example of how you've used it.
Yep. And in a minute, I'm going to show you how you can actually use it to do work. It doesn't just give you text. It'll do work for you. So Jody, thank you for asking about privacy. If you're concerned, so ChatGPT, if you look at the T's and C's, will tell you that they do use information that you provide to better their model, but they anonymize it. The problem with that is you could provide some information, and this is the last point, proprietary or confidential information that could be inferred, and somebody could figure out that it came from, you know, a certain company. So companies are now intercepting ChatGPT requests and sometimes blocking them, sometimes just giving you a reminder. Don't mind if you use it, but please don't put any company proprietary or confidential information in that prompt so that it can't be figured out. So if you're worried about it, at least with ChatGPT, and I'm assuming the other tools have this feature as well. Once you create an account in ChatGPT, you can click on your name, settings, data controls, and turn off chat history and training. The training part is where they're using that information that you're providing to improve their results. So you can turn it off. But if you turn that off, then you don't get your history. You'll have to retype anything. There is a way to prevent that, yes. Questions on that? All right. AI, more AI. Things you can prompt for in every phase of your job search. Here comes 15 things that you can use in chronological order. Review and refine my resume. That's an easy one. You just say that, review and refine my resume, and you just paste in your resume and it'll go through it and tell you, make suggestions. Create a compelling cover letter based on my resume and job description. I find one of the hardest things to do is create a cover letter. You can say, based on my resume and my job description, enter, and it'll say, doesn't appear that I have your resume. Okay, here it is. You paste it in. It appears that I don't have your job description. Paste that in. And based on both, it generates a really nice cover letter that you can then edit, put your own tone, and send. Create a 10-second elevator speech based on my resume. This actually works. It'll give you something that you can actually say in 10 seconds. Create a LinkedIn about section in less than 2,600 characters based on my resume. Why 2,600? That's the LinkedIn limit. Interviewing for American Airlines. Give me some company information in bullet point format to help me prepare, including recent news and company culture. I've done it. It works. And this goes back to ChatGPT 3.5. You wouldn't want to ask this of the free ChatGPT because it won't include the information in the last couple of years. Give me some current trends in the manufacturing industry. I'm interviewing a position in banking. Give me some questions the interviewer will likely ask me. How should I answer? What are your salary expectations? You ask 10 people, you'll get 10 different answers. Walt has an answer. You'll get a different one. You should take them all and, you know, put it all together, roll your own. Give me some good questions to ask for an interview in the oil and gas industry. There are some really good questions to ask that are generic, but you can ask AI for questions related to a particular industry that you're interviewing in. I was once asked, what are the last 3 good business books you've read recently? Wow. Better be prepared for that one. So, you know, one of the better ones, Good to Great by Jim Collins. You can ask, summarize the book, Good to Great by Jim Collins, and you'll get something about that big that contains the salient points from the book so you can talk intelligently about it. Oh, why, yes, Mr. Interviewer, I did. And I really liked what it had to say about this and this and this. That's enough. They'll think that you read it. And you'll learn something as well. Skill development. You can ask AI about all the online courses, resources, learning platforms to develop my skills. And what are you going to do this afternoon? You're going to ask it to do that for your what? AI skills. And you're going to learn AI. So when you're asked if you've used it, you can say yes. And these are the things, to Walt's point, that I've used it for. And here's the example of how to use it to do work. And I do this all the time when I send out the PowerPoint later today. I'll actually do this for you. I ask it to parse the name, title, industry, LinkedIn URL, email address, phone number from a Zoom chat and put it in table format alphabetically. It's a beautiful thing. How do you do that? Once you've asked it that, you just click on this copy icon below the results. This is ChatGPT. Your AI engine may vary. Open a spreadsheet, click on data, text to columns, delimited, next, other, pipe symbol, finish, done. And you'll get all that information in a beautiful spreadsheet. And you don't have to read the entire Zoom chat and pull out all the emails and stuff. And it works really well. I showed this to somebody yesterday at another networking group, the results. And because he didn't get my presentation that I sent out, and he wanted to make sure I had the correct email address. I said, well, here's what I've got. And he's like, how on earth did it figure that out? I don't know, dude. It's smart. What can I say? Instead of, he didn't provide a title, but he provided his industries, and it pulled them out from what he'd pasted into the Zoom chat. Really cool. All right. Business cards. Yes. Say what you want. You might think they're old school, but your LinkedIn QR code generator isn't going to work at Home Depot. It works great at a networking event, you know, where everyone's got their phones out, they got their LinkedIn, they got their QR code, works great. But I had left a networking meeting a couple months ago, dressed like this, went to Home Depot, picked something up, and somebody came up to me and said, wow, you're kind of overdressed for Home Depot, aren't you? Yes, I am. I'm actually coming from a networking meeting. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I'm looking for a job. Really? What are you looking for? Oh, well, I have a friend. Oh, well, that's great. And I pulled out my business card and I said, hey, you know, I don't want to bother you. You're obviously got a, you know, shopping cart full of stuff, but I would appreciate an introduction. Here's my contact information. Oh, and if you look on the back, and this is very important, that's my skill set. Oh, awesome. So Vistaprint and some other websites will provide some free business cards, but the caveat is their marketing information is on the back. You can't really use it. You can go to Office Depot and get this April 8869 business card stock. You can get 160 cards for 20 bucks, and then you can print them whenever you want. You can generate your own QR code using this website, but there's lots. Yes, Jody?
I just wanted to add that Vistaprint has always been my go-to, but I needed cards the next day. Walgreens.
Walgreens has next day business
And
cards.
actually, what I did is I pulled up my Vistaprint setup.
Yeah.
And I just copied it over to Walgreens. It's not as robust and easy to use as Vistaprint, but you can do business cards at Walgreens and you're ready within an hour.
Wow. If you didn't hear that, folks online, Walgreens will take a copy of your Vistaprint,
Well, it's not a copy. I actually copied and I
copied the content
Right. Copied.
from the Vistaprint website into the Walgreens website and got business cards printed within an hour. That's impressive. So I'm adding that.
In fact, I think it was last week when I had to come to be here.
There you go. So that's good to know. They pretty inexpensive.
Same price, but well, they were like 100 for.
100 for $20. Okay. Okay, that's good to know. So, obviously lots of ways to get there. I like, tweaking mine all the time, especially the skills. I'm constantly adding and deleting so I can print, what I need. And the QR code, a lot of people put their LinkedIn QR code, which is great, but I can do that with my phone. This is actually a contact card. When you scan this, it'll actually pull up your contacts and you'll see my name. My website is my LinkedIn URL, name, phone number, city, what I'm looking for, all of it. So I will send out this is just a Word document. I'll send out the Word document along with the PowerPoint. Jody's scanning.
Yeah, that's what.
There you go. Ta-da. Okay. So business card domain. So you may notice that I have my own domain, Keelan.us. And so I've got Matt at Keelan.us. My wife's Tammy at, my son is Mitchell at. If you are in the tech industry, it makes you look more technical. And at GoDaddy, who I can highly recommend, 724 customer service based in the US. It's outstanding. And they're very patient. You can get a domain starting at 20 a year. It doesn't cost that much. The email to go with it starts at 35 a year. And if you don't have a website, I don't, you can point your domain at your LinkedIn profile. So if you go to www.keelan.us, takes you to my LinkedIn. And once you have one, it's an asset. You can pass it down. My son will inherit Keelan.us. As long as he pays the bill, nobody can take it from him. And they're becoming increasingly rare to find something unique. .com, obviously, you're not going to find something with your last name.com. So I think it's Icon has been creating new domain extensions. There's hundreds of them now. Here are some others that individuals can use. So if you're in the tech industry, you can be, mattkeelan.tech. That's pretty cool too. So if you're interested, go to GoDaddy or another registrar and check it out. If you're looking to create a business and domain combination, this website, businessnamemaker.com, is a great place to start. It'll ask you questions about what kind of business you're creating and help you find something that's available that matches. All right, let's save some money. These tech companies offer discounts. Some you can take advantage of now, some after you land. AT&T, they offer discounts, believe it or not, for AARP members, active military, veterans, first responders, nurses, physicians, teachers, union members, and students. A lot of people or somebody in your household may fit into those categories. And the discount is $10 per month per line. It's not a little bit. And employees of corporate AT&T customers can also receive a discount of $10 per month per line. My company 3 companies ago offered this. I signed up. I still get my discount. Shh. Don't tell anybody. So I'm not saying it's good for life, but so far they haven't taken it away. Not to be outdone, Verizon, they don't do $10 per line. They do the $25 per month, but the list is basically the same. And then T-Mobile also has a plan. They offer it to seniors 55 and up. That's unique. Microsoft, this will blow your mind. So they used to have a program called the Home Use Program. It's now called the Workplace Discount Program. When you land, or if somebody in your household is currently working, you can go to this website and enter your work email address. If your employer is participating, you'll receive an email from Microsoft and save 30% on your Microsoft 365 subscription. If you already have a subscription, you'll get the discount upon renewal. Now hear this, even when you leave the company, as long as you pay your bill, you will have that discount for life. For life. It's a beautiful thing. What's more, this program also allows you to buy Visio and Microsoft Project for $15 each. And if you've ever bought it, they're like $300. Huge. The last time I bought them, I want to say it was 2020. So I have version 2019 of those, and it was 15 at the time. They may have gone up, but $15, easy. Somebody asked if that was part of the Microsoft subscription. They're not, at least not yet. So Visio and Project still have the versions, 2019, 2017. All right. And if you want to bail on Office altogether, there's 2 Office clones, LibreOffice and OpenOffice. They read and write Office formatted files, and they operate a lot like the genuine article if you want to go the free route. Questions? All right. Dell will give you 10% off computers through their member purchase program. Again, this is through employees or employers that are part of the Dell program, similar to the AT&T and others. Not to be outdone, HP also has discounts, and they pull in the student, parent, teacher, military thing as well. Lenovo, teachers, students, healthcare workers, and seniors. All right. Job search resources. So I've always wanted a consolidated, concise list of all the job search websites. And so I couldn't find one, so I created. So the next 7 slides are just hyperlinks grouped by type or category. So AI first. Here's the 4 AI engines that we talked about. Here's 3 presentations that you should watch today. I might start with Rusty Wright's, really good, but Holly Adams and Elizabeth Lyons also have them. These are links to the YouTube videos that I think Jeff Morris recorded. Right. Really? Okay. At the careerdfw.org website, but I'll save you the trouble. Go watch them. But while you're there, I highly recommend that you look at the rest of his library of recordings, because just about everybody you've heard of that could help you in your job search, there's a recording of that person out there. Really, really helpful. Assessments. You probably heard about Clifton Strengths. It used to be called Strengths Finders. Brandy Shade, a friend of mine, she's got a great presentation on that. There's the link. And if you want to do the predictive index or my next move, this one can help you identify if you're shifting industries or shifting jobs, can help you pick that. And here's the other popular ones, Disc Hogan, Myers-Briggs. I will tell you that if you take one of these in your job search, you should save the results. At my last job 5 years ago, I took predictive index for an employer, and potential employer didn't get the job. And then the next one said, oh, we'd like you to take predictive index. And I said, oh, well, I just took it 2 months ago. Can I just give you the results? Oh, yeah, fine. And so I got to skip it because I kept it. I'm a controller in the predictive index deal. So all right, right. Be nice. Be nice.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
So if you're trying to do your Myers-Briggs assessment, which is wonderful, usually you have to go somewhere where you have to pay for it. There is a book out there called Please Understand Me, and it's $8. And the back of it is a free version of the test.
Oh, nice.
So it's instead of paying, I don't know how much they got. I was trying to figure out what it costs because it's kind of hidden there, but I don't know what it costs. But keep in mind the book is $8. So
Tell them to put it in the chat.
Yeah, would you put that in the chat, please?
Yep.
Thank you. All right.
Been around since the nineties, at least.
Myers,
No.
the book? Oh, okay. So here's the general job websites. You know most of these, but I try to put a little bit of a differentiation on these. One you may not have heard of is the aggregator, Jubal. If you can believe their website, they aggregate jobs from 8,000 other sites. So check that one out. Here's the specialty websites. So if you are a freelance creator, there's a website for you. If you're a recent grad, there's a website for you. Ta-da! Oh, you qualify. You so qualify. If you're a technology professional, Dice is unique to you. Here's another freelance. If you do logo design or provide AI services, here's another technology professionals hired. If you're an idealist and you want to save the planet, there's a website for you. Here's the ladders. They're executive jobs, law jobs, overseas jobs, federal government jobs, remote jobs. Well-Found is an interesting one. This is if you're in the private equity space or you like working with startups. Well-Found is a good place. It used to be called Angel List. Tools. So I added 3 of these this morning. BioSite is a free mobile first, meaning it looks good on a mobile phone, 1-page website for your bio. So you can put that in your, I don't know where you would put that, but if you didn't have your bio with you and you wanted somebody to have a look at it to contain more information and it didn't have your business card, boom, you can create a free one there. Blink is a digital business card with a QR code for your smartphone. Makes it easy to exchange information. We talked about Calendly, Canva. You probably heard of that. I know Terry Sullivan recommends that for LinkedIn banners. It also has a headshot editor. So if you got a nice picture, but the background isn't appropriate, you can get rid of the background for free. So you don't have to go buy Adobe Photoshop. You can also replace the background with something else if you like. We talked about Career DFW and Career USA. Both of the playlists, you definitely want to check those out. They are different. Again, those are the recordings from lots and lots of different things. Private company info, sometimes hard to come by. Crunchbase is good for that. I won't go through all these, but I did add this one this morning. The Forbes top 150 executive recruiting firms. Boom, there you go. Glassdoor, anonymous company reviews, HubSpot, I added that this morning. Free CRM for your target companies and contacts. Hunter.io is good, especially if you've run out of customized LinkedIn invitations. Those are limited right now to, depending on who you ask, 5 or 10 a month from Microsoft. If you desperately are trying to get to somebody and you can't send the custom and you don't want to just send the, connect with me without something, you can go there, find a person and their email address and send it to them directly, not through LinkedIn. The next 2, resume ATS optimizers. And we'll compare your resume to a job description, let you know where there's some gaps so you can update your resume a little bit. This is an interesting one, Photo Feeler. This will rate your headshot for likability. It's a what app? Voting? Wow. So Jama said that it's a voting app. You actually get to vote. That's kind of scary. It's like a dating app. Do you swipe right and left, or
Does Jobalytics cost money, or is there a free bit to it?
which one?
The Jobalytics, the ATS optimizer?
I think it's free.
Okay.
I think it's free. And that one is a Chrome extension. JobScan is both a website and a Chrome extension. We talked about QR code. That's just one of many. There's more than 30 QR codes now. You can create a QR code for literally anything. Walt uses it to create that email. I've used it to create contacts, and then, you know, the big one is just a URL. LinkedIn gets its own category since there's so much there. So just in case you've been living under a rock, there's LinkedIn. This is a good website called Career Explorer that allows you to put in some skills, and it'll tell you what jobs are good for that skill set. The Social Selling Index, our friend Terry Sullivan will tell you that you should shoot for the 70s. Based on, you know, your profile and your activity, your social selling index rates how well you're selling yourself on LinkedIn. LinkedIn tips. This is directly from Terry Sullivan. Down here, if you want to schedule a free discovery call with him, he will do it for free. If you're a job seeker, this is where you can go to schedule some time with him. Crystal makes a product called Crystal Knows, and that will evaluate the personality of somebody based on their LinkedIn profile. So if you're about to have an interview with them, you can use this, point it at their LinkedIn profile, and it'll tell you what and what not to say and help you figure out, you know, what they're into, and, you know, try to build a connection with them more quickly. And Patty Bashy, who's on the call, has a wonderful, you're getting some kudos here, Patty, has a great presentation on Crystal Knows, and here's the link to that. And similar to the headshot evaluation, ShareThrough is a website that'll evaluate your headline in your LinkedIn profile. All right, networking. Here's some events, both in the Dallas area and nationwide you can take advantage of. This one's specific to HR. Eventbrite is nationwide. You put in your city and you can find events. That's where you can find business navigators. Here in Dallas, there's a First Friday Business Book Club. It's a book synopsis run by Randy Mayu. That's really cool. They meet once a month on the first Friday, hence the name. In North Dallas, I forget the name of the club slash hotel, but for $30, you get to mingle with mostly employed people, and the breakfast is outstanding. So you get Park Cities Club. Thank you. It's a Park Cities Club. You get a wonderful breakfast. Most of the people in the room are employed, and you get two book synopsis per month, and they're very good, complete with a handout. So you get to take that with you. Meetup, another nationwide thing where you can put in your zip code or your city. That's where you can find DFW networking. We talked about the pit crew. Foster Williams' website is Search for You. Success North Dallas is another professional networking group. I think they meet once a month as well. It is a pay for professional group, but job seekers for free. So you can give them a call and say, hey, let me in, and they will. It's a good group. South Lake Focus Group, I think we all know and love. There's a group that discriminates against old people, and Sorry. Venture opportunities. This is a business broker that I found that has events in the Dallas area. So again, if you're into startups, if you have a private equity background, check that out. All right. We got 3 minutes left, questions and feedback. And as you heard, I love feedback. Please, if you have a tip that's not there, that you like, a website, an app, whatever, please connect with me and let me know what they are so I can bake it into the presentation for the benefit of everybody. Finally, thank you. Appreciate your attention. Please connect with me on LinkedIn. I also tweet 1 to 2 tips a month. So if you want to follow me, you can continue to get tips and tricks.
Personal note.
Questions on any tech, whether it's in the presentation or not?
Are there any networking things for tech folks, like especially like early stage, like trying to break into IT that you'd recommend?
I don't know one that's specific to technology. So I would say all of them, because technology is so important in every aspect of business today. I would hit them all as a technologist.
This is Lily Kadur. I would recommend looking for user groups for the specific technology that you're interested in. Those may help.
The suggestion is to look for user
And
groups.
some of them you can make virtually, I know. They'd be very useful. So you get coverage from all over the country, at least.
Thank you. Look for user groups in your particular area of expertise.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, PMI, Project Management Institute, has a local chapter. I'm a member, and I use it for networking. And I do manage projects from time to time, so helpful. What else?
Finance people, there's a financial executive networking group. The acronym is FENG, F-E-N-G. They are nationwide and they do a number of different programs each week. I can put it in the chat if you'd like.
Thank you for that.
I was going to add that from a technology networking standpoint, there's also ABTP, the Association of Business Technology Professionals. There's a chapter in Dallas, and among other, they, in addition to their regular meetings and socials, they also put on an event called Meet the Recruiter that Foster Williams helps organize. That's extremely popular, and because it's free, it fills up quickly. At one time last year, they gave everybody who attended, all the job seeker attendees that were fortunate enough to sign up for Meet the Recruiter free membership to ABTP, which is normally $150 a year.
Awesome.
And I believe Mike Bowen, one of the leaders, or I don't know if he's still leader of South Lake. I think he used to have a Tuesday IT networking group.
He still does. He still does. Thank you. Anything else? Going once, twice. All right. So thank you very much. Let me flip back to our normal scheduled program. Just a reminder to put your information in the Zoom chat if you're online, and sign the sign-up sheet here if you're in the room. Include your email address, and I'll send you all the meeting materials from today's meeting. As I mentioned earlier, the Thursday meeting that's in the Career DFW calendar is not meeting right now while just recovering. The next meeting, Tuesday, is LinkedIn Tuesdays. And next Tuesday is LinkedIn from a Recruiter's Eyes with Kurt Vandemotter and our friend Patty Bashy is moderating the LinkedIn Tuesdays right now. Thank you, Patty. And we discussed practice interview team will be live next week. It's the fourth Wednesday of every month that is online. Reminder that practice interview team will be online, and we talked about Career USA and the playlist. There's links to that and Career DFW or the North Dallas Plano Career Focus Group and the presentation that I'm going to send you. And for those in the room, please join us at Dickey's at 11:45. Oh, sorry. 4032 Preston Road. Oh, I did not know that. Yep. So again, please reach out to me, provide me tips that I can incorporate. And thank you very much for your time today. And everyone have a great weekend.
Thank you so much. That was amazing.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Matt.
Take care, John.